Good morning. Boy, the sunrise was so pretty. Pinks, but it's still pretty, but not quite like it was this morning. It's a little bit washed out right now. It was very quiet and peaceful out there. The birds hadn't even come up to the feeders. It was the stillness of that early morning. So we're going to play a little bit. Some of this will be familiar. Monday we did some of these flows, but I've added a little fun with transitioning in and out of tree pose in different ways. So let's start out on the back. A strap would be a good thing to have close by. So as you arrive on your back, just be comfortable. Whatever shape that takes for you this morning, I'm going to close my eyes and remember that sky, the sunrise, those pretty pinks. And maybe start to deepen your inhale a little bit, just a little more breath in. And then be sure to let it out all the way. Empty so you can receive the next fresh dose of prana, life force energy. Let that exhale wash away the stagnation of sleep. Let's take 3 more. No rush. One more. And then exhale all the way. If the legs aren't already long, make them that way. Inhale, reach, and maybe stay here. Maybe add a little yawn. Kind of comes naturally this time of day. And wiggle. One leg's longer, one arm's longer, and then you kind of switch. It's almost like you're pumping your feet into something soft. And then exhale, draw those knees into the chest and warm up the hips. Let your sensations be your guide. You can go slow, you can go fast if that feels good. Just think hips and legs, low back. And then another good morning stretch. Shoot those legs out there, shoot those arms above you. Maybe a little wiggling. If another yawn comes, that's okay. Remember, that's the brain and the body's way of reconnecting, that pandiculation. So the yawning and then that stretch that just takes over becomes an involuntary kind of stretch. That's everything coming back online. And then draw your knees into your chest one more time. Let's curl the nose up to the knees. And then bring your legs long. Draw your right knee into your chest. Keep the left leg active with the foot flexed like you're standing on the wall. So reach through the heel. Do some circles through the right ankle. Several in one direction, several in the other direction. You can turn your head here. Just warming up. Now open your knee to the right. Take your left arm out onto the floor, but if that left hip wants to really lift off the mat, you can take the left hand to the hip and a little reminder to keep that part of you down. And then from here with the knee bent, just slide the foot to the inside of the leg. So we're just this flat on the back tree pose. And notice the pelvis. Just notice the pelvis. The left side of the pelvis wants to lift a bit, and in this shape it probably will, but don't let it lift a lot. Keep actively pressing the left side back and down into the mat. Now draw your knee up again so you can reach out and grab it and bring it back to center. And just for our warm up, let's take the knee across the body, nice and slow. Open up the right arm out onto the floor. A block under the knee over here can be okay. You decide where you need to be in this stretch, but sometimes just by maintaining a little integrity in the muscles, not just flopping into these stretches, you'll get an invitation to release a little deeper. So we've got a little twisting going on here. Check on the left leg. Are you still keeping that left leg active, flexing the foot? Are you still breathing? And then back to the center. Now lace the hands behind the thigh and reach up through the heel. Now point the toes and flex the foot, just on the right. You can even make a fist with those toes and spread the toes wide. Let's do some play. See how many ways you can move your foot. So circling the ankle, of course, that comes pretty easily, and then pointing and flexing, but there's other movements. So press more into the big toe edge, and then press more into the little toe edge. So when you're pressing into the little toe edge, that's inversion, and when you press into the, boy, that's hard to say this morning, press into the big toe edge. So the sole of the foot kind of points outward, that's eversion. So inversion is when the sole points inward, eversion outward. So do some of those movements. Maybe kind of round it all out with some circling. And maybe since we've had that leg up there for a little bit, you can walk the hands a little further up onto the leg. And bend the knee, good morning stretch. Shoot everything out long. But I always like to take a peek down there at my legs. My right leg is a little bit longer right now than my left. I have to stretch things out. Draw the left knee in. Keep the right leg active, flex the foot like you're standing on the wall. And start rotating through the left ankle. Slowly. Finding and expanding your range of motion. Go the other way. Keep breathing. Now flex the foot, both feet are flexed. We're going to open the left knee to the left, right arm out onto the floor. Remember, if the right side wants to pop up off the mat, you can bring your right hand to your hip. It's just a reminder to at least keep reaching in that direction, keeping some action in the muscles. And breathe. Check on the right leg. Is that still active? Are you still standing on that wall across from you? Now draw the left sole of the foot into the right inner thigh. I'm going to get a cramp in my hip. There we go. So kind of a fallen tree, fallen on our back tree. Pretty soon we're going to be doing our fallen tree on our side. And we've done that before. So notice the pelvis again, just notice. Notice how in my body, the right side of the pelvis wants to lift up a little. It probably will in this shape, but see if you can push it back a bit. And then draw the knee up towards the armpit so you can grab it and back up to neutral and on over, taking it in the right hand across the body, nice and slow. Enjoy this. It's almost like a guitar and all the strings of the guitar along the glute. You feel this stretch as you roll over slowly. Experience the sensation. Sometimes you find a place that's really calling out for a stretch, and if you go too fast, you miss it. And then back to center, shoot. Oh no, we've got to lace the hands behind the leg. So reach up through the heel, check on that right leg. It's like I'm standing on the wall. Reach through the heel, and then we're going to point the toes and flex the foot. And adding a fist with the toes just on the left, spread them wide. Notice if the right toes are trying to become involved in this. Sometimes my feet like to do the same things. And then maybe some circling here, that comes pretty easily, but then we'll do some inversion and eversion. So pushing more into the big toe edge and then little toe edge. And notice the sole of the foot. It'll point inward and outward. These are movements that are important to maintain neural connections with the body and the brain for agility. We need these movements, and these movements aren't things we do a lot for the most part in most of our lives. I won't speak for everybody, but unless you're really focused on some play on different surfaces, you're not going to do those actions. And then maybe you crawl the hands up the calf, a little more stretch in the hamstring. And then bend the knee and shoot the leg out, shoot the arms up. Oh, reach, maybe some yawning. Now open up into a star shape. Keep the feet flexed, and the palms of the hands, they can be up or down. Depends on you. Maybe up would be best. And first, I just want you to press the back of your head into the mat. And then release. And the right arm, press the back of the hand if you've got the back of the hand down. Press the arm into the mat. Everything else is relaxed. And then release. Now the left arm, press it down. Just the left arm. Can you isolate just the left arm? And relax. Now the right leg, just the right leg. Everything else is relaxed. All the way up into the hips. So let that contraction, the squeeze of the muscles go clear up into the glutes and then down. And then the left leg. And down. And now you know what's next. Let's do it. Everything at once. Back of the head, all four of your extremities. Inhale deeply. Maybe you hold at the top of this inhale. And exhale. Let it all go. Align the legs up with the hips again. Grab your strap. We're going to bring the right leg up and put the strap around the sole of the foot. And if you want to massage the foot a little with the strap, feel free. Release that fascia. Now take both ends of the strap, one in each hand, and we're going to push through the heel, stretching through the hamstrings. But much like we do when I have you stretch when we come up in a wide squat, and you take your hands to the backs of your thighs, and then you lift the sit bones gently upward and then relax. So that kind of thing, that kind of stretch and then release, and stretch and then release. One more and hold. Both ends of the strap in the right hand, left arm out here. Keep the foot flexed and gently guide that leg open. Check on the left hip. See if you can keep the hip down. So the low back, the glute, left thigh, keep reaching in that direction. And take the left arm out onto the floor. Maybe you take your gaze over there to the right foot. Breathe. And now bend your right foot, bend your right knee, and draw the foot towards the inner thigh. And you can hang on to it with the strap. And then extend the leg upward and remove the strap. And we'll do the second side. So right leg out long. And one end of the strap in each hand. Keep this right leg active. And then we're going to bend and push through the heel. Exploring the sensation in the back of the upper thigh, so the hamstrings. And with the strap, you can pull that foot a little more into dorsiflexion, so toes towards the knee, and get some sensation in the calf muscles as well. Do a couple more. Both ends of the strap in the left hand, right arm out onto the floor. Gently open the left leg to the left, but with some awareness, maybe even taking the right hand to the hip. And as you go slow, trying to keep that back pressed into the mat as much as you can. Now take the right arm out and take the gaze to the left. Feel the stretch. And bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, bend the knee, keep the strap involved, and we'll draw the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Let that knee open out, but see if you can keep the low back at least reaching towards the mat. And then guide the leg back up. Let's draw the knees towards the chest again. Take the hands behind the knees and reach up through both legs. So it depends on how open you are back here. Maybe you can walk the hands a little further. So if we were sitting, this would be moving into Paschimottanasana. So with the legs up long, and we're in a big L shape here, this would be Dandasana. As we work those legs a little closer to us, we're kind of doing a reverse forward fold by bringing the thighs towards the chest instead of the chest towards the thighs. And then bend the knees. Open the knees. Let's open up the hips a little more. And then come to a seated position. So we'll be back down with that and doing some more things towards the end of the practice. Some fun transitions. Fun, I think. Fun and a little challenging transitions. So in Sukhasana, if that works for you, or whatever seated pose, I know, Cheryl, that works for you. So if that feels good this morning, take that shape. Take a couple breaths here. In this new orientation to gravity, draw the breath in. Fill up the lungs, fill them up, and then wash them out. Inhale. Even an open mouth and a sound. Let it go. One more. Just let it all go. Vocalize. Let's inhale, both arms up. On an exhale, take the right hand down to the mat. Inhale, reach up there with that left arm. So we got one hand on the earth and one hand reaching for the heavens. And then exhale, fold over. Send that left sit bone down to the mat. When I was on my back, I did not mirror you. Now I'm transitioning, so you know what happens when I do that. Inhale, up. Exhale, left hand down to the earth. Reach up with the right hand, even flexing through the wrist. So you're reaching up with the palm. And then exhale over. Let's do 2 more of these each side. Inhale. Exhale. Before you fold, flex both wrists and connect heaven with earth. So we're reaching up to the sky and down to the earth, and then exhale. You're that place in between heaven and earth. You're the connector. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Maybe the fold is a little deeper. Inhale, up. One more time each side. Exhale. Remember, connect heaven and earth. Reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, connect, plug in, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, both arms overhead. Bring the hands together slowly. As you exhale, draw the hands to heart. This is a little fun warm-up for the fingers and the hands. So I'm in Anjali Mudra now. I'm just going to press into my fingertips. I don't know if you can see me. So my fingertips, I'm just pressing, going back and forth between Anjali Mudra, and I've got my fingers spread wide. And then when my fingertips come together, you kind of make the shape of cat eyes. So if you brought that up in front of your eyes, it would look like cat eyes. And then back into Anjali Mudra, cat eyes. And then shoot those hands up again. And then push the palms together and tug, really bring something down from the sky. Bring some sunshine down. Shoulders drop when you get down here. And then back to cat eyes. And this time we're going to add in a little lotus flower. So I'm keeping the little fingers and the thumbs together and opening up the other 3 fingers, dropping my elbows. So it looks like I'm going to turn it towards you. It looks like a flower. You look down into the lotus flower. So let's do that one more time. So push those hands together, lift the elbows, and then shoot the hands up. And then draw the hands down. So there's a lot of action here. A A lot of engagement of the muscles. And then once you get here, just continue that motion into your cat eyes. And then back to Anjali Mudra. Drop the elbows as you blossom the flower. And look down into the lotus flower. And then close the flower and bring the hands to heart, touching the heart center with your thumbs. And pausing to breathe a bit here. Shoulders are heavy. Let's come over the knees and meet in table. And you know how that goes. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, push the mat away. So just like we did Monday, let's do some circles. We'll start with either arm. I'm starting with the left. We'll do 5. But slowly, and watch the hand. And drag the hand across the mat. Add that sensation of touch, but a little resistance too. Last one for me on this side. And before we leave here, take this left hand behind the right. We're going to thread the needle. So we will go down the first time. So really reach and then come down. You can take the back of the hand to the mat. You can even turn the hand over to the palm. Play a little bit there. Feel the stretch. Now, if it feels good for you, take your right leg and reach it out there. Grab your shin. Now, left arm, right arm goes up. Palm behind you, and then just drape it back there. Use that to lift the heart and lift the gaze. And breathe. Now unwind, come back to your table. You can even reach way up there with that arm. And pause, notice, compare, contrast. Now the right arm, shoulder height. Oh, we gotta do our circles. So big circles, 5 of them. And then again, drag the arm. Watch the hand. 3 more. And then we'll thread the needle. Right arm behind left, reach out there, twist as much as you can, and come down and then play with flipping the hand from palm down to palm up. And keeping the left hand on the floor, reach the left leg out there. And then maybe you can grab the shin, reach up with the left arm, palm faces behind you, and drop the hand. Open the heart, lift the gaze. Breathe. And back to table. We'll unwind that right arm way up there and back down. Let's do a few cat-cow. Let's do one more each way. Now tuck your toes, keep the knees under the hips, and we're going to sit back on the heels and then come up on the balls of the feet and then lift your hips. Sit bones going up. Again, awareness in the hamstrings. So lift until you feel like that's as far as you should lift, and you'll know it because you'll lose the sensation in the back of the thighs and start to feel a strain as the hamstrings have reached their limit and now they're pulling on the pelvis and straining the low back. So play with that. Bending the knees and thinking of the sit bones, lifting them straight up as the head hangs down. We'll do 3 more of these. And now walk back out to a downward facing dog, but we're going to bring our hands into that diamond shape. So the index fingers touch, the thumbs touch. Fingers spread wide. And you may have to open up your feet a little bit. In fact, do that a little wider than hip distance apart. Bend your knees here, and it's that same cue. I want you to bend the knees and then think of the sit bones. Lift them straight up. Reach the heels down. Now bring the left foot a little more to center. Swing the right leg back and up. Let's bend the knee and do 5 hip mandalas. So with the hands together like this, it's a little more of a balance challenge. Circle through the hip. Now we're going to take the right leg and shoot it forward to the outside of the right hand. As you land on the left knee, land above the kneecap. Bend the left knee. Bring the heel towards your bottom. Now I want you to take your left hand off to the edge of the mat and reach back with the right hand. So one of those great big circles, reaching back for your ankle and then drawing the thighs towards each other. You can lift your gaze up, lift your heart up. Breathe. Now float the shin down. Again, both hands are on the inside of the right foot. And do some circling now through the hips. Kind of iron out the hamstrings, the connection to the sit bones. And then maybe a little lizard here. So you can walk your hands forward and bring your forearms down, or 2 blocks. You can turn the right toes out and drop that knee out a little bit. But still integrity in this shape. I want you to draw the thighs towards each other. And keep that. If you're on your forearms with me, really push down into the mat, into the elbows, into the forearms, and even pull on the hands like we do when we're in Sphinx. Breathe. And come to the hands again. Tuck the toes of the left foot. We're going to try to shoot back up into a 3-legged dog. Right leg back and up. Drop the foot, ripple forward, reach with the spine. Come to the belly. Let's do cobra. So we'll come up a little higher. Tuck the chin. Let's roll up and down 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Tuck the toes. Press into our thunderbolt. So you're going to be on the shins. Walk the hands to the knees. Come right onto the tiptoes. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, soften a bit. We're going to walk back out into our down dog with that triangle shape in the hands. So arms are closer together here. Bend your knees a lot. And then inhale, lift the sit bones straight up. Reach the heels towards the earth. Center the left foot. Center the right foot. Left leg goes back and up. Bend the knee. And 5 hip mandalas, so circling through the hip. Again, explore your range of motion. Go slow. And feel the difference in the arms. Different muscles are working to support us here. Notice the balance, or the challenge to the balance. Now swing the left leg back and up, and then we're going to bring it forward, shooting it to the outside of the left leg. Drop to the right knee above the kneecap if you can. Take the right hand out here and swing that left arm up and back. As you bend the knee, you're going to reach back for your foot, your ankle. And then once you grab it, open through the chest. Start to scissor the thighs towards each other. And then maybe lift the gaze and lift the heart towards the ceiling. Feel the sensation in the front of the right thigh, the quads. Unwind, float that foot down, float it down. Both hands to the inside of the Left foot will do some circles while I hopefully find my voice again. Go the other way. And then into lizard. Keep the thighs moving towards each other. Blocks under the forearms can be good. And breathe into the sensation. Now tuck the toes of the right foot. This is a little different. I want you to lift the right knee and then step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. So we're going to arrive in a squat at the top of the mat. And once you get here, you can come clear down into a garland if that feels good. And I'll bet you're here with me, Cheryl. Your hips are nice and open. I want you to pull those hands like we were pulling the sunbeam down from the sky. Push the upper arms into the knees and resist. And notice when you pull those hands down into that resistance, the spine lengthens, everything lines up. Look down the tip of the nose and breathe. Now bring the hands to the mat and lift the sit bones straight up. And exhale, soften through the hips, pull the feet away from each other, swing your arms out and up. Exhale, hands home to the heart. And get your strap. So that same thing we were doing while we were on our back, we're gonna try to do that standing up. And then we'll try to do it on our back kind of in a different way as we come down to rest. So one end of the strap in each hand, and from mountain pose, shift the weight to the right foot. And then go down there, go fishing for the left foot. And loop that strap around the left foot. Take both ends of the strap in the left hand. Bring your right arm out. Axial extension, so really lifting upward through the crown of the head, and at the same time you're rooting down into the earth through the foot. Now maybe open the leg to the left and take the gaze to the right. Now bend the knee and come into tree. You can use the strap to get you there. You can keep the strap. Breathe. And then bring the knee forward, straighten the leg, and then remove the strap. Plant that foot and just compare. The biggest thing I notice right now is a sensation in my fingers from hanging on to the strap. All right, second side, shift the weight to the left and then go fishing for the right foot. Take both ends of the strap in the right hand. Reach out, left arm out. Maybe you open that left leg or right leg to the right, and then look to the left. Now look forward and then bend the knee and come into tree. Use the strap to help you get there. And then knee forward and release. Keep the strap close by. Inhale, swing your arms up. On an exhale, fold forward. Lifting halfway on your inhale, axial extension. Exhale, come to a seated position. And we'll do Dandasana. So if you want the strap, you can put it around your feet. In fact, I think I will take the strap. And if you're using the strap, don't let the tug on the strap pull the feet together. So you've got to isometrically abduct the legs, like you're pulling your leg away from you. Sit tall, tip the pelvis forward a bit. And then lead with the heart and fold forward any amount. So remember, we were on our backs, but instead of bringing the ribs towards the thighs, we were bringing our thighs towards the ribs. Notice the low back, notice the hamstrings. Maybe you can straighten the legs a little more. And breathe. Inhale, come back up. I'm going to bend the right knee and open the knee like the page of a book. So kind of a tree pose, right? We're going to reach up with the right arm and then fold forward here, reaching to the outside of the left leg. You can take this left hand behind you, a little half bind. Bring a little more twist into this. And even take the outer edge of the left foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, legs out long. Take your hands behind you, kind of tap out the legs. You can even come into an upside down staff pose by reaching with the toes and lifting the hips. And then back down. Sit up nice and tall again. Let's bend the left knee, open it out wide. So a seated tree pose. Now take your left arm up like you're bowing. Reach to the outside of the right leg, the right foot. And then take your right hand behind you, half bind, and use that to open the heart to the right. Maybe the gaze lifts towards the ceiling. And then rise up. Bend both knees, bring them together, bring the feet together. And we'll do Baddha Konasana here, adjusting on the sit bones if you need to. Always seeking to find that inner curve of the lumbar spine. So from here then, folding forward any amount. One more opportunity to push into the legs, but resist with the legs like we did when we were in Garland. So a little give and take here. And maybe release into this. And then rising back up. I'm going to change the way I'm laying on my mat again. I'm coming back to the first way I was lying down. Lay on your back. And let's roll to the right side. We're going to come into that fallen tree pose here. Lift your head and cradle your head in your hand, and then we're going to bring the foot to the inside of the leg. Flex the right foot like you're standing on the wall, and then see if you can bring everything on the right side of the body kind of into alignment. Open the left knee, stacking the hips. Now draw the knee towards your armpit and reach out and see if you can grab your big toe to extend that leg up long. And again, try to stack things now. And bend the knee and roll onto the back, and we'll take the second side. So I'll have my back to you, but roll over onto your left side. Lift the head, cradle the head. We'll come into our fallen tree. And then once you're here, make sure it's like you're standing with the left foot. So the foot's flexed. Let's see if you can engage this right glute to bring the hip in line with the hip below. So you're stacking the hips. Stack the shoulders. Open the knee. Reach down there for the toe. And extend that leg up long. And then bend the knee and come back. So now we're going to we'll use the strap again. We could try it someday. Maybe when I see you on Monday, we'll try it without the strap. I'm going to bring the strap to the sole of the right foot. Left leg's out long. Both ends of the strap in the right hand. Left arm out. I'm going to open that leg to the right. Now I'm going to bring it up again and roll onto my side. So the leg's up long like when we had our toe. Now bend the knee and come into fallen tree. And then back up. And over. And open the leg out. And then take the strap off and we'll take the second side. Draw the left knee in. Strap around the foot. We may have time to try it without the strap. So opening out. Take that gaze down the right hand. And then as you bring the leg up, you're going to come up onto your side. Cradle the head. Woo, watch me fall over on my belly. Even these shapes are really good for balance and agility. And try to stack everything. Flex the right foot, flex the left, and then come into fallen tree. And then back up. And then arm comes out and down and try to open back out. And then release. I guess we really don't have time to play with it just using our fingers, but to the big toe, but we'll do that on Monday. So draw the knees into the chest here, do some last minute circling, massage the back. And release into your pose for relaxation. If you'd like to take that 5-pointed star again and a little tensing of the limbs and pushing the back of the head into the mat before you let it all go. Sometimes that just takes you a little deeper, more quickly into a relaxed state in the muscles. Just breathe. Every exhale washes away a little bit more of the residue. Rinsing away the stagnant energy. Allowing the yang energy to come to the surface. The righteous energy, that action for our day. As the yin energy settles back down inward. Finding a balance between the two. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, and then stretch long. Good morning stretch, maybe another yawn. And then exhale, draw the knees into the chest and either roll to the side or rock up to the top. Back to a seated position. So I think that's kind of fun. We'll play some more with that on Monday, that transitioning to, when you're on your back, it's Supta Padangusthasana. When you're standing, it's Hasta Padangusthasana, so it's hand to big toe pose. But we've been using the strap. But we'll try the big toe to hand on Monday. Inhale, reach up, grab some sunshine. There's clouds up there. Let's reach high, and then exhale, pull it down, pull it through the clouds. Fill the heart with that golden light and warmth. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, a peaceful world, and a happy Easter. I won't have class on Friday. Namaste. I'll see you Monday. Thanks for joining me.